What happens when you chant, I am God? Peace and blessings. This is Derric, RauKhu more. And wanted to make a real quick video, or at least a short video, shorter than the other videos that have been made. I wanted to talk about, real quickly, what my experience was after I chanted the mantra, I am God. Okay. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this is because people, people have been emailing me, fam has been emailing me, and they've been asking, how do I make that transition? The transition that they're speaking of is, when we all start off in Kemetic spirituality, a lot of times we go in here and we've all pretty much, for the most part, we've taken the same route. We'll go in here and we'll start reading the Kemetic history. We'll start reading, books and studying books on the Kemetic sciences or metaphysics and everything. And then after that, we get stuck. Okay. A lot of us, we go in here and we begin to, when I say we get stuck, we get kind of basically stuck in dealing with things from an intellectual perspective. And unfortunately, a lot of times this gets passed on as being Kemetic spirituality. Okay. And really all we're doing is just intellectualizing, and that's it. Okay. So how do you make that transition? How do you make that transition from the intellectual, from dealing with things from a Kemetic, from the metaphysical side to to the spiritual aspect, to the more spiritual aspect, to the occult aspect, to the magical aspect? How do you go ahead and make that transition? Well, the way in which you make the transition is, the one way I know is to repeat this mantra, I am God. All right? Repeat that mantra. Affirm, I am God. Okay? Now, you can repeat that in English. You can say it in English or any other language, whatever language you understand. You can even use the Kemetic language. You can say Anuk Nacher or Anuk Oser. Okay? Whatever the case may be, just go ahead and repeat it. And when I'm saying repeat it, I'm saying, when you go to bed, for instance, repeat it as many times as you can until you fall asleep. When you wake up, keep repeating it. All right. Repeat it as many times as possible. It's not like, you're going to get in trouble for doing it. All right. But repeat it. And once you go ahead and you do that, all right, based upon my experience, based upon what I've, other people in which I've talked to who've dealt with this, what's going to happen is that you're going to truly have a shift in your awareness. Okay. Your state of awareness is going to magically expand. Okay. Magically, miraculously, whichever term you want to use, is going to expand. And it's going to be, and when it happens, you're going to be like, wow. Okay. Now, how do you know that it occurs? Well, suddenly things that make sense. Okay. You won't understand why. You won't know why. You just know that it makes sense. I remember the first time when I went ahead and I did this, I was looking at things from from that Tassetian perspective. Okay. Those of you who are familiar with the Ma'ank, remember the Tasset part deals with the superficial. Okay. It deals with looking at things from the ordinary subconscious way of doing things. So you're looking at things from an external perspective. Okay. So I remember when I went ahead and I when I started chanting this mantra, when I started chanting, I am God. All right. Prior to that, I would go ahead and I would look at my ancestral altar, look at, all my other altar spaces and everything. And it appeared to be external. Okay. The divinities that are represented, they're external. Okay. So it looks like, just like that. It just looks like there's a divinity or there's a, a deity or whatever the case is. It's external. It's an external part, just something out there. Okay. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, it almost gives you the impression, well, I got to worship this. Okay. I have to, pay homage to it. I have to go in here because this is a god, or this is the goddess, or this is the ancestors, and so forth and so on. They're looked all upon as being external beings that are separate from you. After I went ahead and I chanted, I am God, and I had this shift in awareness, it instantly made sense that my ancestors, all my divinities, they're an extension of me. Okay? They're an extension of me because I am God. Okay? So when I'm going ahead and I'm looking at these divinities are not they're not separate from me. It's just a part of me. It is just a different aspect of me. All right? Now, those of you who've chanted this mantra, you know what I'm talking about. And those of you who've chanted this mantra, okay, share your experience. Share your experience in the comment section so that other people can see and other people can read, and see how powerful this really is. All right? Now, I'm trying to go ahead and I'm trying to show you this is how you actually get that change of that shift in awareness, that change in consciousness, that magical way of doing things. And the thing about this that makes it even more powerful, once you go ahead and you do this, okay, any kind of, what I have found is that anytime you're confused about anything, all you gotta do is go ahead and you chant this, okay? Chant, I am God. All right? Repeat, I am God as many times as you possibly can. And all of a sudden, it's like, you get you get that sudden knowing, okay? It just all makes sense. Okay? Now, like I said, share your experience, okay? Please put in the comment section what happened after you've done this for 24 hours, after you've repeated, that mantra for 24 hours, for 48 hours, for 72 hours, or however long it was, okay? Repeat, go ahead and put that in the comment section so people can see, all right? The other thing I want to say about this is that once you go ahead and you do this, once you go ahead and you start to make this realization, or you start to have this realization and this shift in your consciousness, you'll begin to understand why we're discouraged from partaking in our own spirituality, why it is necessary to hide the historical truth about our ancestry, the historical truth about our spirituality, the truth about our spirituality, all together. Okay, it all makes sense. Okay, but this is the reason why I'm saying, this is what I'm asking. Put your experience in the comment section so that when others go ahead and they read it and they see it, they can see how powerful it is, and they can go ahead and they can do it as well. And eventually we can go ahead and we can change the way things are happening. Okay? Because this is what we need to do. This is the only way in which we can do it. Okay? So, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to go ahead and drop me a line. Again, thanks for sharing, subscribing, and liking. Until next time, head to poo. Peace. Don't pretend